It's a shame when two humans have to go their separate ways, but usually we can also see that they're better off for it. Divorce is just one of those realities that we have to put up with. And yet, for some reason, we're much more romantic when it comes to animals, especially birds. TV documentaries tell us that they mate for life, and we picture them lovingly hatching chicks together and caring for them in perpetual bliss, which is by no means always the case. Birds will cheat, run away, and yes, divorce, even in species that supposedly mate for life. Here's why some birds might find themselves in divorce court. First off, we should probably clarify the language we're using here. Divorce is the term used in the literature for when these pairs split up. Many birds will have a pair bond where a male and female couple will raise that season's young with each other. That's the classic warm and fuzzy bit we all know. The real question is whether or not they come back together again next year. If they do, the pair bond is going strong. If not, the pair bond is broken, what the literature calls a divorce. But unlike humans, who split up for personal, economic, or any number of different reasons, birds are just responding to selective pressures in their environment. These birds may be the stuff of daytime talk shows, but in this episode, we're not saying anything about what humans do or should do. Now, bird divorce is a bit of a spectrum. Some birds, like swifts and albatrosses, have very few recorded cases of divorce. Those are your David Attenborough happy couples. Others, like herons, simply can't hold a marriage together and have a 100% divorce rate. But it's the in-between cases we're interested in, the ones where couples sometimes split up and sometimes stay together. One 2024 study in Seychelles warblers found that performance and reproduction was a big reason for getting divorced. Natural selection drives all animals to pass on their genes, so this isn't a big surprise. Females who laid smaller clutches were a lot more likely to get divorced than ones laying larger ones, and this is likely because it's the best indicator of partner quality. There are other things that can ruin a breeding season, like predators or lack of rainfall meaning less food, but they're not things you can realistically blame a partner for and are pretty unpredictable. Single studies like this one provide us with the fine deets on the divorce, but there are similar findings in a lot of other studies too. A meta-analysis of divorce in birds found that lack of breeding success is the biggest indicator of divorce occurring in birds as a whole, and is generally an attempt to improve their mating status. Ornithologists apparently just cannot resist the gossip of who's dating who. In the warblers, the age of the male also plays a big role. Older males are more likely to be involved in divorce, presumably as they're getting a bit long in the tooth, or beak. But younger males may also split up, due to either a lack of experience in picking a good partner, or just breeding success on their end. For some of the fellas, it's not just the quality of their partner, but the quantity of potential ones as well. One study actually found that the sex ratio of bird populations can have a big impact on how often birds divorce. And when you have a lot of females per male, birds will often split up. The reason for this is essentially just because there's a ton of choices for the males. So if you're not gelling with your current partner, it's easy to swap them out for a new one. Again, not talking about humans. But before we get to the other reasons birds go their separate ways, we have to take a quick break.
This SciShow video is supported by Brilliant, the online learning platform designed to make you a better thinker and problem solver. If you've been saying that you're not a math person, consider that you might be a different kind of math person. Maybe memorizing formulas works for some people, but Brilliant offers a different approach based on problem solving, in which everyone can be a math person. Brilliant guides you to aha moments, helping you develop the intuition and problem solving skills to figure things out on your own. With Brilliant, the way we learn math doesn't have to be so confusing and hard. To learn for free with Brilliant for a full 30 days, go to brilliant.org/scishow, scan the QR code on screen, or click on the link in the description. They're also giving you unlimited daily access to everything on Brilliant with 20% off an annual premium subscription.
It's not always the males initiating a divorce. Female birds of various species may actually attack and harass currently partnered females to force them to leave their mate. Also, the new female can move in. Of all things, it's believed to be a tactic of kiwis, those flightless little fluff balls, leading to high divorce rates. And in our friends the warblers, it was also suggested strong couples may last as much from their ability to protect their bond and their territory as from their reproductive success. On the other hand, or wing, the opposite was found in great tits. Males who hung out with fewer females in their winter flocks actually had a much higher rate of divorce than those who hung out with more. This was suggested to be due to the males just grabbing an available female who might not have been the best choice, leading him to divorcing her later after the poor reproductive performance we now know is so important for birds. Perhaps a little depressingly too. In some cases, you can actually see the breakup coming. But then again, can't you always? And it's for reasons that are pretty relatable. Great tits that spent less time with each other in the winter period were a lot more likely to divorce in the spring, before the mating and laying period. Faithful pairs were together a lot and built their bond, while pre-divorcees just let themselves drift apart. Further study can be done here too, as the authors did muse whether such birds were behaviorally predisposed to split apart. The couple's life isn't for everyone after all, but some of the time it's not the partnership or the quality of your partner. Well, I guess it is, but more so their ability to survive. In some birds, they divorce a lot because they die a lot, so the odds of your partner being alive in a year's time for the next breeding season are pretty slim. And in the ever-competitive game of life, you just can't afford to wait for them. At the same time, that high mortality rate means there's a lot of unpaired birds around whose partners kicked the bucket and who are looking for a fling. So they're really lacking that dating infrastructure to ever start something long-term. Well, I guess you can say at least they're living every day like it's their last, because it just well might be. At the end of the day, birds have practical reasons both for staying together and for splitting up. No matter how romantic we might be about that penguin or albatross couple finding each other after months apart, it's all about passing on their genes. And learning about what makes them split up can be as interesting as what makes them stay together. I am still waiting on that bird divorce court daytime talk show though.